Anya had dreamed of being a surgeon since she was a little girl, suturing her teddy bears with thread. She aced her exams, got into a prestigious medical school, and was ready to save lives. But the reality of medical school was a brutal avalanche of information. It was endless textbooks, complex pathways, and the crushing weight of knowing that a single forgotten detail could cost a life. She began to see patients not as people, but as puzzles, collections of symptoms to be diagnosed. She buried her empathy under a mountain of flashcards, her once bright eyes now tired and focused only on the next test. She was becoming a brilliant diagnostician, but she was losing the healer inside her. One evening, exhausted after a 14-hour study session in the library, she decided to take a shortcut through the hospital's long-term care wing. As she passed a dimly lit room, she heard a soft, shaky voice. "Are you my doctor?" Anya paused. She was just a student. She shouldn't interrupt. But something in the voice sounded so lonely. She peeked in. An elderly man, Mr. Evans, was sitting in a chair by the window, looking out at the darkening sky. "I'm just a medical student," Anya said gently. "Even better," he smiled. "Students have more time to talk. The doctors are always in a rush." Anya hesitated, thinking of the pharmacology chapter waiting for her. But his smile was kind, and she was so tired of reading. She stepped in. That night, they didn't talk about medicine. Mr. Evans talked about his wife, Clara, who had passed away years ago. He talked about being a jazz trumpeter, traveling the world, and his love for growing roses. Anya listened, truly listened, for the first time in months. For an hour, she forgot about Krebs' cycle and antibiotic resistance. She just heard a story. It became their secret ritual. Every Thursday night, Anya would visit Mr. Evans. She'd tell him about the stress of medical school, and he'd tell her stories of his life. He became her anchor, a reminder of a world outside of medicine. One Thursday, she found his room empty. A nurse told her he had taken a turn for the worse, and was moved to the ICU. Her heart dropped. She rushed there, not as a visitor, but as a terrified student. He looked small in the bed, surrounded by beeping monitors and tubes. His primary physician, Dr. Reed, was reviewing his chart. Anya gathered her courage. "Dr. Reed," she stammered. I know I'm just a student. But Mr. Evans, he gets terrible anxiety at night. It makes his blood pressure spike. He told me it's because his wife passed away in a hospital at night. Maybe if we just sit with him for a while, it might help." Dr. Reed looked from the anxious numbers on the monitor to Anya's earnest face. She didn't see a student offering a medical fact, she saw a human being offering a profound piece of the patient's story. "Okay," Dr. Reed said softly. "You sit with him. Talk to him." Anya pulled a chair up to the bed. She didn't know what to say, so she did what he always did for her. She told him a story. She talked about her first failed suturing class, about the time she spilled coffee on her anatomy textbook, about her dream to one day be a surgeon who really listened. She held his hand and talked about jazz and roses. Slowly, miraculously, the frantic beeping of the heart monitor began to steady. His blood pressure numbers on the screen started to descend from their dangerous peak into a safer, calmer range. Dr. Reed watched, silent and amazed. She walked over and put a hand on Anya's shoulder. "Anya," she said. "You just made one of the most important diagnoses of your career. You diagnosed fear. And you treated it with compassion. Never, ever lose that. The books will give you knowledge, but this is what will make you a great doctor." Mr. Evans stabilized that night. Anya visited him every day, until he was moved back to his room. She returned to her studies the next day, but something had shifted. The textbooks were the same, but she was different. She wasn't just memorizing symptoms, she was thinking about the people experiencing them. She wasn't just learning about diseases, she was learning about healing. Moral for every medical student. The journey is long, and the pressure is immense. It is easy to drown in the science and forget the art. It is easy to see patients as cases and forget they are people. But remember this, your greatest diagnostic tool will not always be an MRI or a lab test. Often, it will be your ability to listen. Your most powerful treatment will not always be a drug or a procedure. Sometimes, it will be your compassion. You are not just studying to become a doctor. You are training to become a healer. And the heart of a healer is built not just on knowledge, but on connection. Never let the weight of your books crush your humanity. For in the end, it is your humanity that will truly save lives.